Welcome, my 106 subscribers, everyone on Wrestling Reddit, and everyone who enjoys video games, because I'm gonna talk about the AEW Fight Forever video game, and it's looking kind of promising. I mean, it doesn't look like the WWE game. It doesn't look like a AAA 2K produced juggernaut like WWE 2K22, I think that's what it's called. I forgot because I've never played it and I refuse to. Because I just don't enjoy the company anymore. I haven't watched the product since AEW was founded, and I just don't like the games anymore. Like, the wrestling game I enjoy right now is TEW 2020. And that's because you have access to all of the promotions. And I think that is the best direction for a wrestling game right now. Because we all know that there's a wider universe out there of wrestling. It's not just the WWE, so I love games that explore that universe. And the most in-depth one I can find is TEW 2020. And if I'm gonna have a second placer, it's gonna be Wrestling Empire. Because that also has that thing going for it. I mean, it's not the best looking or best playing game, but it simulates the world. It lets you become a booker and decide who wins and who loses in the matches. I like wrestling games that doesn't treat it as kayfabe. So that's why I enjoyed Fire Pro Wrestling, but not quite anymore. I want to get my hands on another 3D wrestling game that plays well, but the only one in the market is the WWE game. And just know. So I'm really looking forward to the AEW game. I'm probably gonna buy it on PC, and from what I've seen of it, it looks pretty promising. It has the risk of becoming another TNA game, but I highly doubt it because THQ Ukes are creating it, and they've made the past WWE games which were super awesome. I know they're patterning it around No Mercy, but Ukes made Here Comes the Pain and Shut Your Mouth, the latter being very underrated and I think is the superior game, just because it has that fucking deep career mode. The wrestling gameplay isn't as good as Here Comes the Pain, but it's okay, it's enough. But that story just puts it over the top. And it's the only wrestling game that lets you go around the arena. It basically has free roam. You don't even have to drag your opponent to that location in order to go there. It's just instanced events. They did it in a WWE game, but it was pretty limited. It's not like what they did with Shut Your Mouth. Because there, you're in Times Square, you can bring them to a club, you can drive cars, hit people with cars, you can choke slam people on cars and make them explode and have maximum damage. I don't know if that's the direction that Fight Forever is gonna go, but it looks pretty okay. I mean, from the gameplay, it doesn't look the smoothest, it doesn't look the most high def. But as long as the movesets are unique to each wrestler in the roster, and as long as we get to simulate a match enough, as well as the moves actually meaning something, if we get the characters to sell, that's enough for me. Because the best thing about the old 2K games is you can get your character to sell. I had a blast with that. But it got kind of boring in the end. So as long as the wrestling gameplay is serviceable, and it does look like it is, from the shots, from the gameplay that I've seen, that's alright in my book. And then when it comes to the graphics, I don't really care much about graphics. The games I enjoy the most, that I've put in most time, are old games. Isometric RPGs, Mount and Blade, out-of-the-box stuff like that. Of course, I enjoy the AAA games here and there, but the isometric games' stories as well as freedom to do anything is just unparalleled. Example, Divinity Original Sin, best game of this decade. Or of the previous decade. Close second is Wasteland 3. And then third would be Dragon Age Origins. And then you can put Expeditions Rome in there too. As long as it doesn't look completely shit, it's alright. You're talking to a guy who played the TNA game to completion. So I can take bad graphics. It's sad that there's no general manager mode, but I guess we'll have to settle with the deep career mode, which I'm gonna talk about later. As for the roster size, meh. I mean, as long as we get the AEW roster the main roster that we have today. I guess that's okay. I mean, no offense, but who the hell is gonna play as like Alan Angels? Or like Cody Vance? Like Nick Wayne? Jake Atlas? Like who cares? Or like Brock Anderson? Get the fuck out of here. Have them in like DLCs or in future games when their stars are brighter. So as long as you have like Kenny Omega in there, as long as you have like Jon Moxley, Malachi Black, CM Punk, even if you don't have Jade, it's okay. As long as like the people I care about are in the game, and that's okay with me. What's important to me though, like the top two most important things, in my opinion, for this game, is gonna be like the limit in the number of people allowed in the match. Like I'm seeing a Fatal 4-Way as like the most populous match of this game, and yeah, AEW has like a trios division, at least have a max of 6 or 8. Because like in the old games, like 6 people is the max. I think THQ can do this, but if they limit it to 4, I'm gonna have a problem with it. Plus the WWE has like a max of 8 players. So yeah, if there's a cap at 4, I'm gonna be offended. As for the other match types, Steel Cage, pretty essential. I think you should have that. Blood and Guts, maybe have it as a DLC or like just patch it in. But it's kind of hard to do with what's been created so far. So I'll understand if it'll come out in the next game. No DQs are essential. Street fights, hardcore matches, like even the lights out match. And since there's gonna be like that match type, then yeah, sick. And then we also have like an exploding barbed wire match, which should be fun, but it should look better than what it actually looked like, which was garbage. And then the ladder match is there, so yeah, I guess that's fine. But you need to have a cage match, you need to have like a special match that only AEW does. And I guess like the most special match type in all of this is like the lights out one. But what really disturbs me is like the lack of a 6-man tag team match. Or like any 6-man matches. Like imagine if you're playing a casino battle royal, if the limit is like 4 people, like how the fuck would that feel? It would be fucking terrible. We're used to 6, so we should get 6. So yeah, let's move on from that. And then the final thing that is very important for the AEW game is the deep career mode that they're advertising. Because if it's not deep, if it's not like shut your mouth deep, or like at least here comes the pain deep, I would be very disappointed. This is the main game type that I will be playing. I'm not going to be playing online. I'm going to be playing the career mode. And like, I hope it starts from the start of AEW all the way to like Hangman Page's win. But instead of Hangman, have it be like anyone from the roster. And then, you know, I miss the old like career modes where you get to like challenge for titles and stuff. I hope they bring that back. Have Tony Khan be like a character in the game where you like ask him for title shots, ask him for matches, have like run-ins in like the arena, have the arena be like open world, have interactions outside, maybe start brawls. Yeah, just like basically port in Shut Your Mouth's story mode, change the character models to AEW ones, and that would be enough. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We haven't really seen a lot of the AEW game. The pre-rendered like trailer that we had the first time, that was garbage. That doesn't represent the game. I think the one that most represents the game is like the Chris Statlander one, as well as the Britt Baker versus Adam Cole one. And it's looking like pretty promising. But yeah, that's my thoughts on AEW Fight Forever. And if you want me to talk about other wrestling games, just like sound off on the comments. If this video gets like enough likes, I'm gonna like review the old wrestling games. But I think enough people do that already. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe for engagement. Share if you do not know me. Hit that bell notification for future videos, and please, watch my shit.